Hello, everyone. I am Adam from the Language Arts Institute, and today I want to talk a little bit about pronunciation. Now, pronunciation is really important because when you meet someone, even if you have a very big vocabulary range, you know a lot of vocabulary, you know a lot of grammar, but as soon as you say something, then people know that you're not a native speaker. It's not that there's anything wrong with that, but when you learn another language, it's really great to be able to speak fluently and be able to pronounce things the way that native speakers pronounce it. There's a lot of reasons for this. Of course, one of them being, as I'm sure you've experienced in your own country, if someone tries to speak your native language and you can't really understand it, and then you sit there going, what? What is it? I can't understand you. Very often when I'm with some of my Chinese friends or Korean friends or Japanese friends, they're speaking in English, and the people who I'm with, like some of my friends, cannot understand them. And I end up translating from English to English because I understand the accents. However, it's usually good if we can kind of do away with the accents and speak with as fluently as possible, pretty much. Now, there's a really good website that I would like to recommend you to visit, and it's this one right here. It's the Sounds of Speech at the University of Iowa. Now, this website is free. You can go here and practice your English pronunciation, and what's really great about this website is it not only shows you how the sounds are pronounced within the mouth, it also gives you demonstrations, it lets you listen to the sounds, and it also gives you some examples down here, which you can also listen to, of all of the sounds being pronounced. Now, one tip that I can give you to help you improve your pronunciation would be to take a mirror and hold a mirror up in front of your face when you're practicing. And when you're doing this, you can look in the mirror and look inside your mouth to see what your tongue is doing, what your lips are doing. And from this, you can try to work your way towards better pronunciation. Now, today, I'm just going to cover some of these, and I will continue next day with what I didn't talk about today. So today, we're going to be talking a lot about consonants. And now for consonants, we have two types that we'll come across a lot here. We have voiceless and voiced consonants. Now, voiceless, very simply said, means that the consonant sound itself will not really make very much sound. However, it does have a strong airflow. So for example, for the first sound, p, p, you can listen to her pronounce it.
P.
Beautiful, thank you. Well, you see here, what we used to do in linguistics is we would hold up a piece of paper to demonstrate a voiceless consonant. So for example, if we take the first one, p, you see how the paper, the tissue paper, moves. Same as the next one, you say t. Or the last one, k. You see movement in the paper. However, the voiced consonants are pronounced more internally. They're pronounced nasally and also partially in our throat. And you see here, for example, ba. You can actually feel here, ba, da, ga. However, when you say a voiceless consonant, p, t, k, there's no vibration here. So that's one way that you can differentiate between the two. Now, let's talk about some of these sounds. Let's start with the first one. We'll start with some voiceless stops. Now, the first one here is p. So try to repeat after me. P. Good. Again. P. Okay. Now, what's important to notice here, if we look at the little diagram,
Pa.
that our lips are coming together. P. And what is happening here is we have a bit of air building up behind our lips, and then it's released. P. Right? The next one, similarly, is the t sound. Now this one, to pronounce it, let's take a look here.
Ta.
See how the tongue goes up to top of the alveolar ridge right here. in the top of your mouth there. So when you pronounce the t sound, make sure that your tongue is going up. Take a look in the mirror and make sure the tongue is getting there. Ready? T. One more time, repeat. T. Now let's move on to the k sound. K. Now this is a complicated sound, I know, because in a lot of other languages, it's quite a bit different. Like for example, in Korean, we have 3 different kinds of a kind of a K sound, right? Where we have the g and the g and k sound. Well, in this one, this is not quite as strong as, for example, the Korean k sound. It's a little bit lighter, but as you see in the video, our tongue is coming up and touching the back of our mouth. So it's not rolling back, it's the back of the tongue saying k. You look deep into your mouth and say, you can almost stick your finger right into your mouth and your tongue will stop your finger before it hits the back of your throat. Try not to do anything crazy when you try this. So let's try this together. Ready? K. One more time, repeat. K. Very good. Okay, let's move on to some of the voiced stops. So the first one we have here is ba. Now if we look at the video,
Ba.
you notice here that our lips are coming together and the sound, the nasal sound, is coming from our mouth. Ba, ba, ba. Right? There's a sound in there. We're actually using our throat. There's vibrations coming out our throat. You can also think about humming if this is a difficult process for you. So for example, saying ba, ba. That's where that vibration is coming from. So one more time, repeat after me. Ba. Let's do it one more time. Ba. Okay. Now, moving on to the next one, we have d.
Da.
So this one, similar to the T, our tongue is moving forward to the alveolar ridge, except this time, instead of the voiceless, we're going to have vibration. Da, da, da. So let's try this together. Da. One more time. Da. Okay. And finally, let's go to the g sound. G. All right, let's take a look at how this one's pronounced.
Ga.
Ga. So similar to the K, once again, the tongue is going to the back of the mouth, saying ga, ga. So repeat after me. Ga. Good. One more time. Ga. Okay. Now, let's review some of these sounds while reading some of these vocabulary. So we'll start again with the voiceless p sound, starting with the first one. So please repeat after me. Pot. Good. One more time. Pot. Next. Happy. Happy. And finally, top. Top. How was it? Sound good? All right, let's move on to the next one. The first one. Telephone. Good. Telephone. All right, let's move on to the next one. Attack. And repeat one more time. Attack. Now, this word is actually used very often in action movies. You always see people saying, attack, right? This is a very useful word, very useful sound. The last one, loot. And again, loot. Okay, very good. Let's go on to the next voiceless stop, starting with the first one. Cow. Good. One more time. Cow. Excellent. And the next one. Peaking. Paying attention closely to the sound. Peaking. Good. And next. Wake. Again. Wake. Okay, like wake up. Next. Going to our B sound. Ball. One more time. Ball. Next. Taboo. Again. Taboo. All right, let's move to the last one. Rub. Again. Rub. All right, doing wonderful. We're almost there. Next one with our D sound. Deer. Again. Deer. Okay, our next sound. Radar. Good. Again. Radar. Okay, finally our last one. Bleed. Listen carefully to that sound at the end. Bleed. Okay. Now, this pronunciation guide, this has the sounds of American English, and I am actually Canadian. Now, there are very few differences between American and Canadian English, and perhaps I'll speak about it in a different video. In any case, this English that I'm speaking, and the English that is featured in these videos, is standard English for North America. So you can listen to this, and if you're able to speak in this way, then most people who are American or Canadian, or of course people from England or many other English-speaking countries, will be able to understand you. So the secret is practicing every single day, don't forget, and just do a little bit. Don't pressure yourself too much. Don't get frustrated. Just try your best. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, I am Adam from the Language Arts Institute, and please don't forget to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on learning English language through movies, which are really fun and hopefully will give you the motivation to keep studying consistently every day. Bye now.